I acknowledge and agree that constantly dieting, so dieting long term, is not healthy. And yet, I've been doing a ketogenic diet for the last 4 years. I've also been encouraging every wellness warrior to do a ketogenic diet. Am I just a hypocrite, knowing that dieting long term is dangerous and yet still advocating for it? No. But let's start with looking at what's dangerous about dieting long term. And yes, I'm using the word dangerous because dieting in the traditional sense is asking the body to use less energy on a daily basis than it actually requires to do all the processes that the body wants to do. The processes that we're talking about are action oriented, like moving our hands around and doing things in the world, repair oriented, like internal cleanup and making sure that the structures inside of Violet are working perfectly, and processing oriented, things like digestion and thinking. Now, when you decrease your calorie count, so how much energy you're intaking, you feel hungry. And of course, your body sends signals to push you to eat. But you're on a diet, so of course you resist and you eat specifically what you've been asked to eat. Wellness warriors, I'd like to know. Tell me in the comments. Have you ever been on a diet and been so hungry that you weren't able to manage to keep going forward with the small amount of foods that they were asking you to eat? There are some diets that try to solve that problem of you being hungry all the time and encourage you to have healthy snacks. In order for you to accomplish these healthy snacks, they suggest to you that you choose the lowest calorie count snacks you can possibly eat, which tend to be snack bars that the company will provide for you, or healthy vegetables. What these two kinds of snacks have in common is that their calorie count tends to be low because they're coming mostly from carbohydrates. We're going to come back to these in a little bit. So if we jump in the Wayback Machine, that would have meant that when I was trying to lose 70 pounds, I would have had to lower my maintenance number, 2,103 calories per day, down to 1,853 calories per day to lose 2 pounds per month. Now, that sounds really reasonable. However, that would have meant that it would have taken me 35 months. That's almost 3 years to lose 70 pounds. And although that's reasonable and doable, that's a long time to be dieting, which would be then a problem, right? Now, if I push myself and I do 4 pounds a month, well, then I would be able to eat 1,603 calories per day, which is 500 less than my maintenance number. But it would only take me a year and a half to lose the 70 pounds. Much more reasonable. Here's the problem. Our body is constantly monitoring our energy intake and our energy usage. If we decrease the amount of energy that we're eating, so what's coming in, the first step is that our body is going to push us to go and get that food. We're not allowed to get it. But the second step is that our body is going to adapt to the new amount of energy that's coming in. And this adaptation process takes about 6 months. What this means is that even if I was able to stay on track over those 6 months, the changes that my body made have caused me to feel tired, which now means working out is, if not out the window, extremely difficult for me to do. My body slowed my internal processes, which means that my health is at risk because internal cleanup, so repairing organs, getting rid of deformed cells, and not to mention internally, I'm not thinking as clearly as I typically should be thinking. So am I making the best choices? And of course, the worst part for anyone trying to lose weight is I'm fixated on food. Is this a recipe for success or a disaster waiting to happen? And the worst part is, of the 70 pounds that I had to lose, if I did everything perfectly and didn't stray from my diet, I've lost a grand total of 24 pounds. Now, don't get me wrong. 24 pounds is a significant amount of weight. But I had to cut 500 calories out of my daily food intake to accomplish that. I lived 6 months feeling hungry all the time, and I was tired, and I was cranky, and probably not any fun for anybody in my family to be around. Now, the worst part of all of this is that if you are really determined to lose all 70 pounds, like I did, then what you're going to have to do is recalculate your calorie intake so that you can start to be on a downward trajectory again. So, if I actually recalculated, I would now need to eat only 1,473 calories per day, which is another 200 calories I've removed from my daily intake so that I can continue on my weight loss journey. I was already feeling tired. I was already feeling hungry. I was already feeling like not thinking properly and lethargic and all the things. And now I'm taking my calorie intake down again. And of course, my pesky body keeps pushing me to eat, keeps holding on to energy, which is slowing my weight loss progress, is not doing the internal cleanup it's supposed to do because it's holding on to energy. All of this to try to keep me from withering away to nothing. How sustainable is this diet? It isn't. And what happens when you stop doing the diet, because you're going to stop doing the diet because the diet isn't sustainable? You will regain the weight. And remember those snacks I told you about earlier? There's another issue. Those snacks are carbohydrate based, so sugar based, which means that when you eat them, your body releases insulin. Insulin is the fat storage hormone. So you eat these snacks so that you're not hungry between meals, but then your body takes the sugar, the carbohydrates from those snacks and stores them away as fat on your body. So the diet that I'm doing to lose weight is helping me to store extra fat on my body because of the snacks it's suggesting for me to eat. Calorie restriction diets do not work because your body adjusts to the amount of energy that you eat, which helps to explain why low-calorie keto diets don't work. And calorie restriction diets also don't work because you're eating a very large amount of carbohydrate, which causes your body to store energy away as fat. And this helps us to explain why people struggle to do a vegan keto diet. I have a video coming up where I'm going to explain why eating a healthy ketogenic diet isn't actually dieting and therefore allows you to lose weight and keep it off well into the future. Subscribe and ring the bell so that you don't miss that video. In the meantime, this video right here goes into much more detail about why eating low calorie and exercising like crazy doesn't actually help us to lose weight and that there are better options out there for you. Wellness Warriors, I'm also happy that you come back, and everybody else who's new, welcome. Check out the description for other videos that can help you to get on the road to health and ways that you can help to support the channel. I can't wait to talk to you guys again next week.